Is They Will Kill You any good, or is it just a ripoff of movies we've already seen? So They Will Kill You is a horror action comedy starring Zazie Beetz, who takes a job as a housekeeper in a mysterious Manhattan high-rise, only to discover it's the lair of a satanic cult who wants to sacrifice her. Will you like this movie? Well, if you enjoy Kill Bill, Hot Fuzz, and the comedic elements of Evil Dead 2, you're probably gonna have fun with this one. I loved all those movies, so this one was... Starting out with the positives, the movie pretty much gets right into things. We get a bit of a backstory that helps establish what our main character's motivation will be for pretty much the rest of the film. But it's not long before the blood-soaked fun starts. The story itself is pretty familiar. You can obviously see the DNA from other movies present, but the way it unfolds and is presented to us was very thought out and it didn't feel templated. It felt fresh. Zazie Beetz is a badass in this. She plays our lead character, Asia Reeves, and we as an audience, as well as the members of this cult, find out very quickly she can kick some ass. The supporting cast is good too. I loved Heather Graham in this, and there's a great running gag that happens with her character throughout the movie. I enjoyed the look and feel that they established here. Everything from the interior of the hotel to the color palette and the lighting, it all felt very cohesive. A big standout for me in this is the camera work and the way they film certain scenes. We get some really fun dolly work, but also a lot of shots that remind you of side-scrolling video games. It not only added another layer of creativity to the movie, it really amped up the action sequences and brought them to life. You feel like you're in them at times. Speaking of the action sequences, the fight scenes in this are badass. They're very reminiscent of Kill Bill and Kung Fu movies, so if you're a fan of that stuff, you're immediately going to see similarities and likely be sitting there with a smile on your face like I was. There's a great one near the beginning that shows you what you're in for, and one in a ballroom with a flaming axe that is rad and contains one of my favorite kills from the movie. The score is fantastic. It works so well with what is going on in the movie, and again, uses music the way Kill Bill and movies like it did. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but early on, they reveal a certain aspect to the cult members that lets you know you're gonna have to suspend your disbelief for this entire movie. If you can, you'll have way more fun with this as it makes for some awesome moments and solid comedic elements. My favorite aspect of this movie though was the gore. This movie is blood-soaked and it doesn't hold back. It's the over-the-top goofy gore that just makes you laugh when limbs go flying, heads get cut off, and blood starts misting out of someone. It's a great mix of practical and CGI, and it's one of the most entertaining aspects of the movie. The story isn't completely linear and kind of unfolds with chapters. However, it didn't feel like your traditional chapter 1, 2, 3. They were more like short time jumps to give context and explain things, and it never impacted the pacing in a negative way for me. Sometimes movies jump away from the moment we're currently in for too long to explain something, and it kills the momentum the movie had. I didn't find that to happen with this one at all. As for the ending of the movie, I very much enjoyed how they wrap things up. I don't want to give too much away, but I'll say it ends the way a lot of video games end. In terms of mixed or negatives, I wish they had more of a well-known cast for the cult members. I know that's likely a budget thing, and we get Heather Graham and Patricia Arquette, who are great in this. But aside from them, I don't think we had standout characters on the cult side of things. Again, the actors are fine in their roles. I just think that aspect of the movie would have been more memorable with people like, and I'm just throwing names out, Simon Pegg, Aubrey Plaza, or John C. McGinley. I feel like that would have just elevated the movie more. I feel like the cult just needed a few more characters that we could say I loved that person in this movie, even though they were playing a terrible person. There's one plot convenience early on that I didn't have much of an issue with what it was because it leads to an awesome sequence in the movie, but the way she discovers this thing, I felt like they could easily have been a bit more creative with it. I also think it may end up being a bit too silly at times for people, and if you're not on board with this one aspect of the cult members or able to suspend your disbelief, I could see people thinking it's just a bit too cheesy. Overall, They Will Kill You has DNA from many other movies, and they aren't trying to hide that. But the way this movie played out made it feel like it's its own thing. It's fun, silly, very fresh, and overall a bloody good time. I definitely think it's one to see in theaters. All right, guys, that wraps up this review for They Will Kill You. If you enjoyed the review, please subscribe. It really does help. And if you're into physical media, especially VHS, I license horror movies for VHS. You can find those on Frightgasm.com. I hope you guys continue to get your fright on, and I'll see you in the next review.